Good morning and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. Um, I'm not quite sure if people are having problems getting to our post. I noticed with YouTube and Facebook, this ultimately censorship has been probably the biggest factor in why our posts never get to a lot of the people that oftentimes we're targeting. So hopefully you got this post and you watched, or well, in this case, listen to this post. I want to talk about a few topics I think are really important One of the topics I think is stranger danger. And this applies to adults more or less. I know we often look at what's going on with kids, but I really want to focus on what's going on with the adults, because there's a lot of young, or even sometimes innocent, naive adults that have to pay closer attention to some of the concerns they have to, well, address maybe. Um, and it's often, to me, that as adults get older, they become more inhibited or less inhibited. And that's like when you're going to a bar, or you're going out to dinner, or you're going just out with friends. You could even be with somebody, your significant other. If you're concerned that they're gonna change like that, maybe it is time to step away. But otherwise, relationships and dating, you know, you really need to know more about the people you're around than to jump in head first in any relationship. And unfortunately, when you're young and excited, excited is a good word, a lot of people just rush into things with no idea who or what's going on with that person in their life. And you need to like slow down and get to know people. And getting to know somebody, you find out more about somebody. And one of the problems that we all run into is we want to go rush in, dive in, and that's actually kind of normal. It's actually opposite when you don't do all those things, because you realize, well, the only person you have to blame is yourself. And I've done it, you know. I've done stupid things in the past, you know. We live, we learn. And those are kind of the lessons in life. My concern is that anyone ever doesn't exercise caution, what happens down the road? Well, that is a risk everyone takes. I agree. But you make wise choices because you think it through. And that is the case in which I wanted to address. Otherwise, just dive in, I guess. No, I'm just saying, I'm not saying dive right in. I'm just saying don't jump in without at least exercising, weighing out the issues. I mean, this is the court of public opinion, so I want people to weigh things out, think it through. That's my heart's desire. I mean, I can't say I do this perfect. Please don't think that, because I know a lot of people are, you know, it'll be like finger pointing. And I don't want to get into all that, because, you know, it's not as if people don't, including myself, all of us make our mistakes and choices. I think that's why we are doing what we do here at this post. But I've also thought things through more. A lot of us were really unfair with ourselves, and I know that because many of us, we have ambition, we have all these things, but we have to allow ourselves to be human and let that human side out. I noticed, like, being stressed out, one of the things, having, you know, been so overworked or exhausted, I don't get to experience all the other things. And I don't want to live my life worried about this or that. I just have to, you know, going into it, I have to exercise caution and think things through like anyone else. But I want to leave room for, you know, being happy and going out and doing things. And those are the things that I think about. Okay, the other thing I wanted to address that I think is important is that people are worried about saving their reputation on social media. And I want to do a segment about this because I'm pretty sure this is not going to be just a part one only segment. but I want to just touch on it because we probably might expand on it down the road. But people who spend their lives saving their reputation have already lost their reputation. It's kind of, to me, it's like, what do you have that's so worth saving? If your reputation is already trashed, it's not something you did, even getting out of the spotlight for a couple, like a year or so, eventually you will be okay. People who are worried about saving their reputation already are tanked, okay? And I find it kind of weird. That's why a lot of people do what they do. I don't know. I used to get into a habit of wondering, why do I worry about what these people think of me? And it wasn't anything I did. I look at it this way. I learned some lessons in this that I figured, if somebody's going to dump me or break up with me and my reputation's lost in the process, maybe it is because I did some things that I regrettably am embarrassed. Confronting ourselves, looking at ourselves, it's probably the hardest thing. Admitting you're a human being and you might have made some mistakes. Some of them, depending on a 1 to 10 scale, some of our mistakes may have been like epic, like 9, closer to 10. Or maybe on the 1 scale, lower to the lower end of it. My deal, and I woke up to this provoked, believing that most of our mistakes are choices we made in the past. And saving your reputation, I know there's a website called reputation.com where somebody will spend $18,000 to save your reputation. I really hope their reputation's worth saving to spend $18,000, but personally, that's me. I don't have $18,000. I'm lucky I have $18, I'm happy if I have $18 on me. But $18,000 to save your reputation's pretty much over if you are worried about those things. Listen, I've looked at social media over the last 10 years, and I know this isn't just part 1. Part 2, I could look at the sociology behind social media, how the psychological traps, how some people think differently about the world they live in because of social media. The news, the stories that you hear about on a regular basis sometimes might tie us in. So, to me, going on social media is a very fascinating dynamic. It has so many different components to it. So, as the adult, I'm gonna pre-screen what my kids watch and see. But when they're on social media, you can't really screen a lot of it because with the access to social media, you go from one post to another post. Your kids are quickly going down that road. Unless you're hovering over them like a helicopter, which I pretty much doubt, you just have to exercise caution. That's why we have this campaign called Vote Judge Barbie. It is to discuss topics like this, like we are right now, and why we want to maybe go the next step with Vote Judge Barbie is I think we should have is a contest and do some fun things with it. So these are things that I'm thinking about ahead of time, but I just want to see people engage, and I don't know if you see my posts, so please subscribe. Also, if you could support what I'm doing in my work, go to Patreon and become a patron, and there are other things that I might discuss in the future, but these are just some things I'm thinking about ahead of time. And things like this, to me, are matter to the people around me. Maybe it might matter to you, but if you have any suggestions, anything you would like to comment on, please go to the description box below, comment there, and I would like to hear your feedback. So if you could offer me some feedback, and we will respond maybe again and go a step further. But these are topics that I'd like to explore and discuss over time. As we're going into the school year, we're going to get into topics like just making friends, things like this, Judge Barbie, and weighing out how we look at life and the exciting part of getting to know new friends, going to school, being as exciting as it is. A lot of kids want to meet new people, and so do adults. So I mean, this is not just about kids, but this is a full family experience. So we encourage anyone to offer us feedback, information, ideas, suggestions, things we can talk about. But we're going to hit it on a way, like, just hit on topics just so that we can focus in on the things that matter to you, me, and those people around us, and our audience out there, and to our extended family out there. We hope all of you help us by offering some feedback or going to Patreon. So please do that. Go to Patreon and become a patron. Thanks again for listening to the Court of Public Opinion. To help and support Amateur Radio, to helping us become better at what we do. Continue to help and support us by going to Patreon and become a patron. Thank you again for listening to the Court of Public Opinion, a part of the Amateur Radio Network. Beginning August 1st, 2017, we're trying to create a platform where people can learn, educate, and train, work together, whether you're amateur or professional, to use this platform as a teaching tool or learn social media or learn how to the pros and cons. Offer through a short webinar or webinars or just ongoing training to improve as radio hosts or news hosts or people who want a future in this industry, that we help educate, support, and train those around us. Thanks again for helping us. By supporting us at Patreon, you're helping us further our education and training and continue to better improve our skills on and off the camera or on production sets, or just open up opportunities for people to branch out and encourage more new media or mainstream media. Those of you who have learned the hard way know the mistakes and the pros and cons. So we offer this platform for those who would like to participate or interview or work together. I realized that starting out in radio long ago that we had to learn how to do this, and we were on a learning curve when it came to social media. So by helping improve better with better new technology, new all those things, that we keep up with it. This platform is that, and I'm sure there are plenty other platforms created as a result, but I hope that we continue to. Thanks again for listening to the Court of Public Opinion, Part 2, on extending our topic on what we want to pass down and in tradition and in values. Why I encourage people to go to Patreon is that we can continue to promote the best values possible, so that we can continue to do the work we do and pass it on to the next generation of news talk radio. And we look forward to doing Kids Talk Radio, because I know it's going to be a lot of fun, and we do have a lot of fun with it. But obviously we live and learn, and we make our own bad decisions in the past. But going forward, we want to better improve at all our skills, no matter how old you are. So we continue to encourage those around us to continue to do the work they need to do in order to get to wherever they need to go. But I just hope that they don't have to learn the hard way like some of us had to. And that's why I encourage people to go to our Patreon site, go to Patreon, become a member, and help us with the Vote Judge Barbie campaign and the Vote Ken campaign, because the Judge Barbie and Ken campaign is actually more of a theatrical performance, which we hope we can get to that. We've been working on drama, background stuff for a while, so hopefully this will be a good opportunity to open up topics that might be important to kids, parents, and do it in a fun way, a way to warm up and get to know others. So if everything goes well, we should know today about our live theater show performance. But we've been working hard at it, and we have a lot of good material. So I look forward to finding out where we go from here. I'm real excited about this too. So please go to Patreon, become a patron, and we'll see what happens. But it's in God's hands today, and we'll trust God for the answers today. Thanks again. You're listening to part 2 here at the Court of Public Opinion. I just want to wrap it up, but I just want to tell all those friends, family, those people around us, that we are excited about the new challenges that we face every day. We should always encourage other people to challenge themselves a little bit, even if you're struggling with things that like sometimes keep us down. Sometimes those things, they're just things that we've created in our mind, and I don't ever want to get into a situation where we're not encouraging others, because someday we're going to need to be encouraged. So I like to think that all of us, no matter how human we are, and we make mistakes every day, that we know how to be smart and wise and better choose our words and thoughts, So that's why we create a place where you can talk those things out, and we offer that through our chat site and other options so that you can branch out as a person. This is about personal growth. If anything, we're only going to get better, not worse, if we always try our best. And all you can do is try your best. So we thank you again for supporting us at Patreon.